Time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go.
Hey everybody, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. This is Crystal Jordan, and I'm excited to start this week off with you guys. I decided to do something different starting July 1st, and I did not mention this on Instagram. I was so excited about the conversation with DJ Battle. I did not mention that starting every day for the month of July, we are halfway through the year. So for the rest of this year, we want to turn our year around and be in a positive space. Starting July 1st, every morning at 7 a.m., I'm going to go live right here, and we're going to go through a different affirmation from the book, How to Win When Shit Happens, right? So the book came out in May, and I just was so focused on getting the book out. I didn't even, I'm really bad at promoting myself. So I put the book out. Family and friends got the book, and some other people started to get it. I started to get really good testimonials back from close friends and family. And then I said, you know what? I've got to continue to promote it. And I also need to make sure that the people that do have a copy of the book know that other people are going through this with them. So July 1st, you still have time to get it. You can download the ebook. It's only $4.99. You can get the paperback version, which is $9.99, and join us every morning at 7 o'clock to go through a different affirmation from How to Win When Shit Happens. So I have my partner in crime for this project here with me today. And I thought it would not be right to start this whole project out on July 1st again without first talking to my partner, DJ Mark Battle, that did the playlist for How to Win When Shit Happens. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, DJ Battle.
Thank you for having me, Crystal.
Of course. So I called you in like April, maybe like March or April. And I was like, I'm doing this book and I want to have a soundtrack to the book. And he was like, dope. Okay. I thought I was going to have to sell you on the idea. He was like, that's dope. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. So it came out amazing. Like I had something in my head, but it came out amazing. But the reason that I wanted you to be a part of the project is I'm familiar with your work. A lot of people are. If you're not, you definitely need to check out One Sound and ENT on Instagram and probably all platforms. That's his little tagline. But the thing that I noticed about you is that you understand how to move people with music. And there's a lot of DJs that know how to like cater to what's hot right now. But being actually able to move people and elicit emotion with music is a whole different type of talent. So I wanted you to be a part of it for that. So I want you to talk a little bit about, well, first of all, when did you start this relationship with music, and when did you learn that you had the ability to really like change people's energy with music?
Those are like two different things. So relationship with music started back when I was probably about 3 or 4 years old. Actually, I couldn't read, but I knew what the labels looked like on the records, on
right?
My parents' records. So I would be playing records all the time, but I knew that this record right here, this is the record that I like, and this is the record that my uncle likes.
Right.
So I didn't know the words to I didn't know what it actually said. I knew what the label looked like, and I know that my uncle liked this song that had the yellow label with the red sticker on it. Like, and then that's what I would play. So I knew how, music feeds the soul. Music is something. So what I did was once I realized that relationship, I started playing music in a way that the soul would understand. And a lot of times, a lot of music is played that doesn't have soul to it. So that's why people respond to it in a different way. But then people respond to music with soul in it that in another way also. So I like that, you go to a concert and you feel happy after you leave. It's like you went to a motivational speaker, like Tony Robbins or somebody spoke or something, and you feel good after you left. I feel the same way after I leave a Nas concert, or I feel the same way when I leave. I'm like, oh man, I felt good. Oh, that was a great feeling. And I think a lot of those people that spend all that crazy money on the seats up front.
Yeah.
I think those people really get it too. Like,
They
it's like you feel it different. The music hits you different when they're right there. I have some great memories like that.
Yeah. I went to a Tasha Cobbs concert, and I'm a big fan of Tasha Cobbs. And I was right in the front. I got invited to, I interviewed her, and I got invited to come to the show, and I was right in front. And can I tell you, I know that, in the Black church, we know that music is, music incites and invites a sense of worship and a vibe that's different, right? I think it opens your soul. And that experience of being right there, and I've been to a lot of concerts, but her voice and being that close, and the music, the live music, it was an experience unlike any other. I'm a huge, if you guys get a chance to go see Tasha Cobbs live, you definitely got to do that. She's on some different stuff. She's definitely on some different stuff. But so with you, we're going back to your story, Mark. You told a story a few minutes ago. We did this on IG about how you learned that music has the ability to change people's moods in like a really serious way. Can you share that with people?
So at one point I was working in a jail, and we had like a extremely violent prisoner. And I mean, this dude was violent. Like,
Yeah,
I'm talking about, they had him, which is, it ties into everything that's going on right now, because they actually had him in isolation for some months. And
that's not mentally healthy at all.
right. That's why I said it ties into everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And he would just be irate. And one day he was, going crazy, and I'm talking to him through the cell door, and uh oh, I remember exactly what happened. We was trying to feed him, and they have like a tray flap,
Mm-hmm.
and you feed him through the flap, and he stuck his arm through, and he wouldn't take his arm out, so he kept his arm in there, and he was throwing stuff at people.
Yeah.
Flap. So I was like, come on, man, let's close that door or whatever. And he's like, nah, he's screaming and everything. And my phone rang, and this is in them times when we actually had paid. Do people still do that? Have those paid ringers on their
I
phones?
don't think so. I don't think that's the move anymore.
Yeah, we had to pay 99 cents for a ringer. So yeah, so this is the time. So my phone rang, and it was a song by Nas, and he was like, he just calmed down. He was like, let me hear that again. And I played it for him again. He was like, let me hear it again. I was like, you put your arm back in the flap, I'll play it for you again. And he was like,
Yeah.
cool. And after that, I would play music for him. Like, I would play music from my desk, and we had no problems. We had
Yeah.
no, and that's when I realized what music can do for people. Music feeds the soul.
Mm-hmm. It definitely does.
Your soul needs to be fed, and or it's just like we said, like that detox. It's therapeutic. It's it helps. It's medicine. It's
Yeah.
and that's what, when I figured that out, I was like, oh, you know what, I might have something here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. That's an important story, because I think you mentioned that there was no music in the jail at all. And so people have
Right.
been there and hadn't heard music. And a lot of times I think words, I'm a words person. And I know if I hear a song, I was listening to, like, I would write, when I wrote my first book, I listened to, so weird, like one of Eminem's first albums on the repeat. But it was the vibe of that record, the Lose Yourself, which we actually have on the playlist, was one of the records that it was just in my spirit. I would just loop the record and write to it. There's other records that I've just in a vibe with that song, and that song creates where I'm at in the, what I'm writing and what the character's voice is like. So I've always used music as I'm not even gonna say a motivator. It's just a part of the process. I actually, you know what? If I when I'm writing a bio on someone, I will play their music to put me in the mind space of that person, right? So I was writing an article on CeeLo, one of the dopest pieces I've ever written, and it didn't come out because we didn't actually get the pictures to go along with the article. Pissed me off. But I should just put it on my blog just to post it. But I listened to Goody Mob and CeeLo, and I was just in this, and I talked to him, and I had his voice on the dictaphone, and I was listening to the music, and it just creates this energy that is that person. It's like that person comes to life, you know? So anyway, I thought with this, we were in this pandemic, and I know so many people are struggling with just not knowing what's going to happen. There are a lot of people that have lost family members. I had a family member that was struggling with the illness, with the virus, and even what's going to happen next. I have a son that's in grad school. He's not sure if he's going to go to school on campus or not. It's just a very uncertain time. So we wanted to do this to remind people that you still have the ability to win during this time. It's all about getting your mind right and keeping control of your mind, because a lot of times all the things that are going on that you're seeing on social media, that you see on television, that you may be thinking about, that you've heard from someone else, that creates a story in your head. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to kind of create, using words and music, to create a different story that you can relate to, that you can tap into. So I'm going to ask you, DJ, about my favorite. I love the playlist. When you sent it to me, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I was envisioning, but I'm not a music person, so I couldn't bring it to life. What did you, and I know you were like working with it for a couple of weeks. What did you think when you got it together? And were you ever like, okay, now I know I'm good? Or were you always like, I need to add a little bit, I need to add a little of this in it, I need to add a little of that in it? When did you know, okay, I got it, this is the right mix?
So I actually did it 6 times. Because I'm real funny like that. I'm not gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but I'm just real funny about what I put out there.
Yeah.
That's why, like when a lot of DJs in the 90s was putting out a whole bunch of mixtapes, I didn't put out a whole lot of them because I was put it out and I'd be like, I don't like that. I don't want nobody to hear that. I don't want nobody to hear me like that.
Yeah.
And, so I actually did it 6 times, and two of them have sort of a different playlist.
Wow.
It's 2 of them have different songs in it, and
I didn't know that. I need to hear the other 2. You need to put out a part 2.
Nope. I'm just telling you, I'm like, nope. I don't like to put things out there the way that. Nope.
Well, let people hear a little bit of what they can expect when they download the playlist. My favorite, hands down, is Diddy, and you just got to give it to him. He is the ultimate.
He is. He definitely is. Yeah, sometimes him and I think we talked about this too. Him and Dame Dash.
Yeah.
I actually in one other one, like the one other ones I had Dame Dash on it. But Dame Dash can be like abrasive though. Like at the same time, like he'll say, but he be right. But at the same time, he'll be like, yo, what he said? He was like, you're not a boss. Like he was like, don't you get up and go to work every day? And your kids see you go to work and you be fired? You're not a boss. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, but it hurt. He be hurting people's feelings.
Yeah, so, yeah. We want to motivate. We want to motivate, not tear down. So I think Diddy does a good job of like, just no matter where you are, you could be like in a corporate office and you'll hear him start talking and be like, I need to get up, get up. Or you could be laying in the bed. You could be out running and you'll just feel like you need to go harder. Like he is the ultimate. I just need him in my ear all the time.
I think we identify with him also because we watched him. We watched him, and I really watched him. Like I'm talking about, I remember seeing him walk around with boxer shorts on and a Bad Boy picket sign. Like it was like Jack the Rapper or something. Like that was a long time ago. This is before I think he might have been out, but this is before Bad Boy, Biggie, and all that stuff was out. So, and I remember, I'm like, dude, if that dude could walk around in boxer shorts, he's serious. Like, and I remember saying that to myself, like, that dude is serious. Like, so I think we watched him. We watched him, and you're like, yo, if he could do it, I could do it too. There's a few of them that JayZ also, uh, whew, yeah.
I feel like I'm obviously, who is not a JayZ fan, but I think with Diddy, he talks to you. I remember, and I had the pleasure of actually media training members of Making the Band for MTV's Making the Band.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching the show and hearing him tell the I guess I don't know what the artist. You think you're hot, you're not fish grease hot. I mean, you hot, but you're not fish grease hot. And I remember thinking, I gotta get fish grease hot. Like as opposed to complaining. I hear so many people, you guys, so many people. I was talking to some girlfriends last night, and she was saying some young women feel like they're not accepted and they're not embraced, and Black women don't support other Black women all the time, or Black businesses don't. Stop focusing on what's around you and win. I promise you, if you put that energy into moving forward, you put that energy into building your own brand and just keeping your blinders on like a horse that's racing. They're not looking at the other horses next to them. They have the little blinders. If you guys watch racing horses, they put blinders on the horse because that keeps them from looking to that side or looking to that side. And I don't know how many times
worry about what the competition is doing.
Worrying about what the competition is doing. You cannot move forward if you're looking to the side. You don't even have time. Do you know how many seconds a racehorse would lose if they happen to look to the side and see that the other horse was gaining on them? You lose ground. And that's the same thing that you do if you're focused on what other people have. You have to put your own blinders on, and you have to focus on getting fish grease hot. Because if you're not, then you have no reason to complain. You got to play a little bit of Diddy of the Diddy excerpt on the playlist for the people, Mark.
It's a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes you daydreaming. Sometimes Diddy got to hit you with let's go to make sure that you're pursuing your dream, that you're staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. I don't go backwards. I don't go to the side. I go forward. Let's go. Okay? Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go. Let's make these hits. Let's go. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. Let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. How timely is that? How timely is that? He was like, let's spend time with your kids. Let's do it's everything happening in this pandemic right now. If you guys don't have that playlist, it's absolutely free. You can go to the website, howtowinwhenshithappens.com. You can click there. It'll take you right to the playlist where you can download it. You can the book is $4.99. Ebook, $4.99. It'll be right on your Kindle, right on your phone, or you can get the paperback for $9.99. But really, there's no reason not to put that in your spirit. Like I said, I'm going to be doing every day for the month of July. I feel like I always do a vision board at the beginning of the year, right? I do a vision board every New Year's. And I started doing that because in 2010, I had gone through some really bad personal stuff. And I did a vision board. And I promised by November, I had seen so many things on that board come to fruition, and I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I would get up in the morning. I did the vision board and went to a party with some girlfriends, put it on my wall next to my bed. And I looked at it when I woke up in the morning, but I wasn't focused on it, right? I was just moving, just working, put my head down and work. But I noticed by November, so many things that I had put into the universe by putting them on that vision board came to fruition. So then I started saying, wait a minute, I decided in January what the direction of my year is going to be. But a lot of times we get off track, right? July is the 7th month of the year. We're over halfway in. We got to get back on track. And I know for myself, this year I'm way off track. Just because we had no idea what was going to happen. Like, we had no idea there was going to be a pandemic that was going to destroy a lot of business. I mean, revenue, all of that.
You know what? I don't think it's off track. I just think we're on a different track.
Right.
You know,
That's good. Yeah.
because none of us knew that this was going to happen, but a lot of us are bobbing and weaving with the punches. Like,
Yeah.
a lot are in better situations than we might have been if this didn't even happen. A
True.
lot of coming up with different ways. You wouldn't have wrote this book.
Right. I wouldn't have wrote the book.
You wouldn't have wrote this book.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have curated this playlist. Like, no, I would have been doing what I was doing. I would still been focused on my thing. But you know, a lot of times we reach a ceiling and we don't realize it. And I felt like maybe I was reaching a ceiling. So I needed to go in a different direction anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't necessarily see it as off track. We just went on a different track. Maybe we
on a different track.
maybe before we was on the express track and now local track, or
you got to restructure, reevaluate, reassess, and get started again.
Yes, and just keep moving.
Yeah, I love that, because he said I'm not going to the side, I'm not going backwards, I'm going forward. And a lot of times we get distracted and started like, oh, what's over there, or what's going on over there, and you kind of,
or what are they doing?
What are they doing? Or why do they not see what I'm doing?
Right. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Nobody sees what I'm doing. Don't you see I'm doing something great?
Right. Right. Why aren't you supporting me?
Yeah.
Forward. Blinders. I'm probably gonna get for gifts for my friends from now on. I'm gonna buy a pair of those blinders, because it's so hard to do, because we're all on social media. We're looking at what other people are doing, and we're judging ourselves or our own progress by other people's progress, right?
Yep.
So we talked earlier about, like, how do you keep yourself motivated? Because in order to win, you have to fail. Mm-hmm. Difficult concept. One of my least favorite.
And you have to fail more than once.
Yes.
Sorry to tell you. You have to fail more than once.
The people that I know that are the most successful have these crazy stories of, man, I lost it all. Ooh, it was rough for a minute. Oh, you have no, like, they all have those stories. I know I have a friend that's worth $80 million. Mm-hmm. He first of all, he's sold out to what he's doing. He does not go to the side. He does not go, he goes forward, and he's thoroughly convinced of his own greatness. I actually reference him in the book, but he can tell you, oh, well, he'll take a chance and lose everything. Mm-hmm. He will spin and lose, and he will rebound. It's about that rebound. And we were talking about the rebound. What have you learned about your own personal rebound through business and being an entrepreneur, Mark?
Plant your seeds before you get hungry. Like real talk. That's what I learned. I learned to plant those seeds and plant them all over the place. Like, don't just put one place. Like spread it out. Put it all over the place and let them flourish. And if it does, it happens, and then there you go. You might have another source of income, or you might have another way to eat.
Yeah.
You got, something might grow in the desert. So you might need to plant some cactuses or something in the desert, and then you might need to plant. You could plant rice in water, but just some things you just need to
keep planting.
Prepared. You need to be prepared. I'm a multitasker and I'm a planner, so in my head I'm thinking about, well, what could possibly happen, or what's the worst thing that could happen,
right?
Because I don't like feeling like this no more. I don't want to be eating potatoes 40 different kinds of ways. even though I grew some I got some potatoes growing in my backyard right now.
Growing potatoes now, yeah.
I'm growing potatoes right now, but still, I don't want to be in that place where I gotta make them 40 different kinds of ways. I gotta make them mashed, fried, smothered, covered, and everything else. Like I don't want that feeling.
Boiled and everything, right?
Like, yeah. that again. So, plant your seeds before you get hungry. That's to me, in entrepreneurship, that is what makes you or breaks you. You know,
Yeah.
that's what makes you, the people that you be like, damn, homie, used to be the man, homie. Like you're looking at them like, yo, what happened? It's because these people just they got it and they just,
They're
they
in it.
they wasn't thinking about tomorrow. They wasn't
Right.
thinking about next week or a year from now or whatever. They
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about right now. I'm thinking about, okay, when my kids go to college, how is this going to be paid? Because I know that when my kids is going to college, I'm gonna probably be on a fixed income.
Right.
So like, what am I going to do? So that's what I'm thinking 10, 15 years from now. Like what
Right.
exactly, so that's to me, entrepreneurship is that's a major part of entrepreneurship. And I have a 10-year plan right now that I'm working on.
Hey, I'm working on a plan, but I like what you said earlier. I asked you for a word of advice for people today. We're going to be back. I'm going to be back on Wednesday at 7 a.m. But I want to make sure that every day we leave people with something that they can sit with and that can move them forward. So, what was your advice that you remember that you wanted to leave with people today?
Yeah, like I said, Miss Hill, my teacher, Miss Hill, she probably wasn't the one that wrote it, but she was a brilliant lady, brilliant lady, and she's actually, yeah, brilliant lady. She's like, she was the Miss Hill was probably the reason why I like women a certain way that I like women.
Okay, that's okay. All right, Miss Hill.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was a classy lady, and she'll rough you up sometimes. Like
Right,
like I
right,
was, pull out a belt on a kid in school. Like but she was a real classy lady, and she would say things like, "By the yard it is hard, but by the inch it's a cinch," and that never left me. It never
right.
because things. This is not a sprint. Life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And once you understand that, you won't you move differently. You
Yeah,
move because you have to in a marathon, you have to pace yourself so you could be able to last.
yeah, yeah.
And that's very important in entrepreneurship.
It's very important in life, as you realize. I think the older I got, I started realizing, oh, this is long. Like when you're young, you're just focused on today. Oh, I'm 25, 26 years old. It's like, oh, it's still going on. Like we're still here. It goes on for a long time. You start seeing parents that need to be taken care of or that are going through things, and you realize, wow, this is not necessary. The focus that I've had, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I love that. I think that's a great note for us to end on today. By the yard is hard, by the inch is a cinch. So take everything day by day, but plant your seeds before you get hungry. Put that together, Mark. That was good. That was really good. It was good advice.
You know you good at what you do. So
That's good. Well, you gave me the tools, but thank you so much. If you guys don't have the playlist, go right now. Download it. You can work out to it. I walk my dog to it. But also, I just keep myself in a state of mind. When I read this book and do these affirmations, it's important to stay connected. Just like you have to recharge your phone, it's important to keep your brain recharged to positivity so that you're going forward. You're moving the direction that you want to go. You gotta shout out Diddy for all the positivity that he gives. But watching somebody else is not going to do you any good if you don't implement those things for yourself. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you Wednesday morning. DJ Battle, thank you so much. If you guys have any entertainment events, we know the outside is going to eventually open up again. If
we're
you're
doing virtual events right now too.
We're doing virtual events. If you're getting married and you want to create this everlasting moment, you definitely want to book DJ Mark Battle. If you're getting ready to have a big event and you want people to leave there and that memory to never leave them, you definitely need to go to onesoundandent.com and book DJ Battle. Again, the playlist is absolutely free, so you can get a taste of his work there. And last but not least, the book, $4.99, $9.99 for a paperback. Let's do this together. Every day in July, we're going to do one affirmation to keep us in that winner's mindset, and so that we all create that and we can win in 2020. We can still win in 2020. If you haven't already, you can get on that winner's track right now. So thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all Wednesday. Thanks, Mark.